So today, once again, environmental leaders of color. This is week 8. Today, what we're going to be talking about is AI agents. And I really need all y'all to pay attention because AI agents, this is the thing that's happening right now. Every company is building agents and they're not 1000% yet, but agents is the wave. I'm telling you now, and I actually use them. I have an agent that sends me AI news, particularly just the main parts of it. I have an agent that sends my friend at 5 a.m. Monday through Friday 5 tips on his food business, like a recipe, this and that. It's just dealing with food. I have an agent that sends me motivational messages for my daughter Darlena and my son Levi every morning, right to my emails. I can have my agent send me calendar reminders. I can have my agents email you at any time I want. So this is very important because agents is really the first part of people losing their jobs. And so I know you guys are in high school, but let me ask y'all a question. Who is hearing about a lot of layoffs right now? Do you think these layoffs is because AI is doing their jobs? So that's actually not the truth. AI is not doing the humans' jobs right now. What's happening is these companies are preparing themselves for a new start. They're putting themselves in a position to be like a startup company because what's happening is humans are not going to be needed because of the way AI automation is coming into the picture. Go ahead. Right. Because the job that humans are doing are basically what we call like workflows, like machine learning. Musa has a workflow that he follows to be able to get what he needs done. But the typical workflow of regular work is changing today. Today, you're not going to be defined, or tomorrow, you're not going to be defined as, hi, I'm John, I'm a doctor. Just that one definition will not get you to make it in the future because doctors' jobs are going to be mostly dictated by automation and AI. And so that's why I say, think of entrepreneurship. Always keep yourself in that mind frame because entrepreneurs are going to make it, but you're going to have to be different things. You're going to have to be defined as different things. And that's just being able to be creative, solve problems. And agents are going to be something, say for instance, I just put it like this. There might be $1 billion company with just 2 employees, but they might have 1,000 agents because this is the type of job they do. All they need is agents. So once we go through this, I'm going to show you how also agents are going to be used. So boom. The next evolution beyond assistants and chatbots. Environmental leaders of color. That's you guys and girls. Today we're going to talk about one of the most exciting topics in AI agents. We've already talked about AI assistants like Siri, Alexa, but AI agents are the next big step. They are smart software programs that don't just answer your questions, they actually do things for you. So let's dive in and see what they are, how they work, and how they will change our world. What is an AI agent? Imagine you have a smart helper that you can give a goal and it will work on its own to achieve it. That's an AI agent. According to Google, an AI agent is a software system that uses AI to pursue goals and complete tasks on the behalf of the users. So I want y'all to pay attention to that because the AI agent ain't gonna be doing nothing on its own in the beginning unless it's on behalf of the users. Think of it like this. Instead of just asking a question, you give the agent a job to do. For example, you can tell the agent, plan a weekend trip to the beach for me. The agent would then go and find hotels, check the weather, book transportation, and even create an itinerary for you all by itself. Did y'all hear what I just said? I mean, you pay attention to that because this is y'all's future. I know it's mine too. It's everybody in here. I'll be living a little bit longer, but I won't be using these tools like you. And this is what your future is going to be. When you guys take a trip in 10 years, you will not be getting on the phone calling the hotel saying, book this hotel for me. You will not be calling that Uber on the phone. Matter of fact, in 10 years, you might not have a computer that has a screen. Screens are going to be obsolete. Telephones, you won't even have a phone. There won't be a phone in 10 years. Everything will either be done through your glasses or some form of a device. When people go into the healthcare industry, as far as when people go into the doctors in the future, they're basically going to have like a ring or a bracelet or some type of device where they're going to sit into the lobby. By the time they get to the doctor's office, the doctor's already going to have read that device. Things are changing. So this part part right here is what I want y'all to pay attention to. Plan a weekend trip to a beach for me. The agent would then go and find hotels, check the weather, book transportation, and even create an itinerary for you all by itself. Like, think about that now. If you ask yourself, how is that possible? You have no clue. Unless you've been paying attention to Musa and machine learning and probability, unless you've been paying attention to me with LLMs, artificial intelligence we've been talking about, deep fakes, unless you're paying attention and you have been paying attention, you would kind of have an idea of how this works. AI versus assistant versus bot. So we've talked about AI assistants and we've been talking about bots. Can somebody raise their hand and tell me, I don't know where the money's at, but what is an AI assistant? Anybody can tell me? Go ahead. Right, Siri. That's he owe you $1. So that's right. So an assistant is Siri, Alexa. Can anybody tell me what a chat bot is? 100%. So both of y'all get owed money. So what we're going to talk about is what's the difference though with an agent. You know what I'm saying? So bots are the simplest. They follow a set of pre-programmed rules and are good for basic repetitive tasks like a chat bot on a website that gives you the same few answers, just like what you just said. AI assistants like ChatGPT or Siri are more advanced. You have a conversation with them and they can answer your questions, but they are mostly reactive. They wait for you to ask for something. AI agents. AI agents are proactive and autonomous. They can make their own decisions and take actions to complete complex, multi-step tasks without you having to guide them at every step. They're designed to be your partners in getting things done. Once again, they are designed to be your partners in getting things done. Like we call that cobots, you know what I'm saying? Basically AI working side by side with you. And that's very important to keep in mind, man. The AI is always going to work for you and it's going to always be your cobot. How do AI agents work? So how does AI agents actually get the job done? It follows a cycle of steps. Number one, it understands. First, the agent understands the goal you've given it. Two, think and plan. It then creates a step-by-step plan to achieve that goal. Three, observe. The agent gathers information from its environment, like searching the web or looking at your files with permission, of course. So the problem right now, as far as with AI agents, Perplexity has Comet, AI has what? ChatGPT has what? What's this called? You know what theirs is called, Musa? AI has an agent too, but theirs has, I think what's ChatGPT's agent? Claude has Comet. I forgot what it is, but so what happened with OpenAI's ChatGPT's agent, Sam Altman was on, a video saying like, don't go all in. This is what it's for, this is what it could do, but don't go all in yet. And that's basically him saying, don't put in your credit card information and stuff like that. And what has happened is they ended up releasing it and people are using it for those reasons as far as needing to put their credit card in, but it has already been hacked within like 24 hours. AI bad actors have already went into it and showed that, we could get into this easy. So by us getting into it, they get into your system because what has to happen is you have to give agents 100% access to everything at the end of the day. Your contacts, your credit card information, because it has to buy things for you. You know what I'm saying? So right now that's not 100% safe, to be honest with you, but this is the future and this is what you're going to have to do. It's going to be forced on you to do it. Because if you want to buy something, in the future, agents are not going to deal with humans. They're going to deal with other agents because it's going to be faster for them. Because humans are attitudes. We got attitudes, bad day. Hold on, what? Excuse me? Hold on. They're going to have to wait for 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? That's the reality of life. And so that's why I said last week, we have taken advantage of the good parts of life. You know what I'm saying? 60% of the jobs that exist now did not exist 70 years ago. They didn't have these jobs. So, you know what I'm saying? Think about that. So, number 4, use tools. Without these tools, AI agents are actually nothing. It can use other software and apps like your calendar, email, travel websites to perform tasks. Take action. The agent carries out the plan, making decisions along the way. Remember, it learns from experience, so it gets better and smarter over time. So when you hear that part right there, it basically remembers you and everything you've done. Like last night, I was doing doing something. I needed the AI to respond to something or make up something. But what I asked it first was, I was like, do you know who I am? I straight up, I didn't even say actors. I said, do you know who I am? I'm AI Erik of AILiteracy.biz. I need you to respond to something. I gave it some information, but I needed it to know, do you know who I am? And I swear to God, it spit out everything about me. As far as you are AI Erik, literacy.biz, you got a book out, and everything. I was like, cool. So I was able just to upload the content because I needed that reply to be in my tone. You know what I'm saying? So, and it saves time. It does. You know, it saves time. So the whole process is like having a super smart assistant that can think, plan, and act on its own. I'm gonna show you all some things with my agents. I actually have 12 agents that are actually my helpers, and I'll show you all that. That's why I made this kind of short. Agents in the real world. AI agents aren't just a thing of the future. They are already being used today in many different industries. Microsoft and other companies are already using them to help their employees and customers. Here's a few examples. Customer service agents. They can handle customer questions and solve problems 24/7 without needing a human. This is not the typical chatbot, because a typical chatbot is only trained on information that you literally feed it. A typical chatbot's not going to be able to go and analyze things that it never was trained on. That's the limits that a typical chatbot has. That's why a typical chatbot would sometimes say, I'll point you to a human if there's a human in the loop. Customer service agents, okay, we did that. Sales agents, they can find new potential customers and automatically send follow-up emails. That's deep. They can find new potential customers. Do companies pay people to find new customers? Yes. When people go on Google to pay Google, what are they paying for? To try to get new potential customers. Now you have an agent that can do that for you. So that's like one person eliminated or another company eliminated that you don't need anymore, correct? Coding agent. They can help programmers write code faster and even find and fix bugs. Musa, do you use an agent to help you when you do code? Of course. And even all of them do it. Colab, when you start typing your code out, it tries to finish, right? You look at it, you know if that's what you need, or you could hit tab and then change one word. How much faster does that help you code compared to if it didn't?
You're not using an agent to help you code nowadays. You're falling behind, I feel.
Thank you. Very important. You pay attention, y'all. Meeting agents. They can schedule meetings, take notes, and even translate languages in real time during a call. I emphasize on translate languages because I know in my past, I didn't really have to deal with multilingual languages and things like that, except Spanish people. We know the main words of that. And I believe the future, if you're going to make it, I believe you're going to have to deal with other countries and other people of different languages. You know what I'm saying? And maybe even, to be honest with you, sometimes think about leaving America. I ain't trying to say like that's the best thing to do, but I look at a lot of people that have left here that's doing very, very well in other countries. Very well. See, unless you've been other places, and I don't know how many places you've been, and I haven't been to a lot of places, but I've been to some places to where, like, my family's in Africa. My family's in Ghana, and they've been there for over 30 years. And like, we have properties, land, restaurants, everything out there. Now, I know people would look at Africa in a way, and it still needs a lot of developing, but you can live 10 times better as far as luxury in Africa than you can live here. You can build a house in Africa that will shame the mansions over here for 10 times less, but not cheap though. You're not going over there getting something for nothing no more. It used to be like that, but not now, because people are now building, particularly in Ghana and other parts of Africa. So even in Thailand, even though they got a little war, my man was living over there. Beautiful places. So many. China, Japan. America ain't the only place to, I hate to say that. How will agents change your future? AI agents are going to have a huge impact on our lives in the next 5 to 10 years, because all they're going to do is get better. And once they have agents actually talking to each other from different companies, I don't know how they're going to make that happen, but it will happen. It's going to be a problem. I'll give you an example. Say, for instance, I want to go to Atlanta in 3 weeks. I'll tell my agent. All I got to do is tell my agent, look, book me a flight, Delta, window seat, Saturday between 6 and 9. When I get off the airplane, when I get my luggage, call an Uber, have an Uber out there, book me a hotel within 15 minutes. When I get to the hotel, make sure that I got a dinner reservation at 8 at a steakhouse, 10 minutes from the restaurants, being that we downtown. Sunday, I want to go horseback riding, and then I want to go to a cigar lounge, even though I don't really smoke cigars like that. And so what happens is my agent goes and do everything for me. Now, how many things did I just say? I said at least about 7 to 8, right? Right. So that means if I had to do it individually, I have to get on the call and call everybody, right? But now my agent's going to do do it. Who do you think when my agent called Uber, who you think picking up the phone at Uber? Can anybody tell me? Who's picking up the phone at Uber? If my agent just tried to call an Uber, can anybody tell me who's picking up the phone at Uber? Go ahead. Huh? Thank you. You got $1. Y'all both remember y'all got $1. Another agent, because it's easier for the agent just to talk to another agent to get things done. When I tell my agent to call anybody and do everything, everybody has an agent that the hotel is going to have an agent that's going to pick up. That replaces the human that needs to be picked up. But the good thing is we won't get that attitude. I'm serious. We won't get that attitude. We won't get that, all right, hold on. We won't get that because agents are going to just do their job. And that's why that will be a replacement as far as AI. Because when I talked about earlier, I talked about how people are getting laid off right now, not particularly because AI can do their job. It's because they are getting ready to retransform for the AI automation that's coming. They're getting ready to say, we don't need y'all no more, so we're going to take that money we would have paid y'all for the next 3 to 5 years, and we're going to put that into AI development, because with the AI development coming, we won't need humans. Not as many, because mostly everything will be automated. So they're building a big data center the size of maybe 5 football fields. I forgot where it is, one of them companies. And they talked about how they got a certain amount of workers, but those workers are the construction people just building the thing. Once it's built, it's gone. They said then they're gonna have 9,000 workers. But in this plant, you can probably put 90,000 workers if it was a regular, but they won't need them. They won't need them though, because they're just data centers and this stuff is flowing. They don't need really humans for that. You know what I'm saying? Think about Wall Street. No.
So you're collecting the data because now from the BLS, right? Data engineers or data scientists and data analysis is projected to skyrocket from like 20% to 34% in 2020 something to 2034, right? Now, if the job is projected to be an increase and you don't need humans to do data analysis, why is there a projected to be an increase in data analysis?
Because it's the machines that's going to be doing all the data analysis. They don't need humans to do it.
But then the BLS, you heard of the BLS?
No, what's that?
Bureau of Labor Statistics. There you go. Yeah, thank you. So that's where you find out okay, so when you're going to school, right, they say see what you want to become, and then what's the projection rate, growth rate over the
Oh, so what they're saying for data analysis?
Yes.
Oh yeah, but that's true, but you'll be using AI.
So there'll still be a human.
Yes, yeah. So data, that's why I say there are going to be some, no, look, there's 90 million jobs that will be eliminated by 2030. 90 million. But there's going to be 80 million created. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I tell people critical thinking, data and analytics is big.
Yeah.
If I go to a company right now and say, listen, you got 7 stores. You're all over the place with your inventory. You're all over the place with, you really don't have a map that shows you how many people walk past every store. So say for instance, I say, let's put cameras in front of every store window and let's decorate the windows on certain days so we can see which color attracts how many people, who looks in. So you're going to count that. You're going to look to see who stopped, how long they stopped, what else they looked at, and then they took off.
That ties into statistics, right, Musa?
Right, yes. And so now you're gonna also look at, okay, who stopped and then who came in, where they went and looked, how long they stayed in the store, what they brought, how long it took them to buy it, how long they picked it up and looked at it. I'm telling you, everything is, what angle did they look at? Did they look at the back of it? I'm telling you, because the more data, the more you know. Imagine you got 20 people that came in and looked at these pants, but 8 of them turned it around and looked at the back and brought it. You know now, put an add up with the back. Like this is the things that, so data is very, very important, but it's the people that know how to use it and manipulate it to be able to get better out of it. So now you know the churn rate as far as who returned, you know what I'm saying? You know who came in. So now you say, you know what? For some reason, when we put pink in the window, more pregnant women come in and buy stuff. So now what we're gonna do is we'll do a special and we'll use pink in the ads because we know pink manipulates people's minds and women who's pregnant. But I'm telling you, it is very important. But you have to know how to take that data and make these people say, okay, look, I've analyzed the 7 stores. We know how many people walk in. We know how many people buy this. We know what's not selling. All that stuff in the back, that stuff's not selling. Let's do sales on that. Let's do flash sales on that. So now, in a matter of a year, 2 years, this AI thing got this lady store popping because now she's using it. She know what time to post on social media. She know what social media to post on. She know what days is better to post this and post that. Most people don't know these things. They're just flowing. They're just going and running and running. You know what I'm saying? Morning, brother. You know, so yeah, data analysis will be big, but you gotta know how to use data. You can't just say, I'm gonna go. No, you gotta go get you some certifications in that. Yeah, it's the statistics. I've taken several courses in data analytics because I want to be able to go to a business and say, listen, give me the info, let me do my thing. That's gonna be big. That's why I tell these people here, these young ladies and men.
Data analysis running hand in hand.
Yeah.
Data analysis is actually projected to grow more than cybersecurity.
Probably. So the problem with cybersecurity is you're gonna always be behind because there's always gonna be a bad actor that's gonna be ahead of you. And if you're not, listen, to me, my son, I told him the other day, if you are not dealing with artificial intelligence as far as, if you're not dealing with cybersecurity, if you're not learning every day, if you're not studying in your books every day, even you, if you're not in the cybersecurity world, like you should have an agent send you the top 10 AI cybersecurity stories of the day every day. You should have an agent doing that, at least the top 5. You can have ChatGPT do it. If you have the paid version of ChatGPT, you could say, go to agent mode, and first you could say, stay in chat mode. And I want to be able to send myself Monday through Friday at 5 p.m. the top 5 agents, I'm not top 5 agents, the top 5 cybersecurity stories that I need to know. And you can actually define the prompt to make it more of what you're really looking for. And every day, Monday through Friday, at that time, it's gonna come. You have to be in that world. If you're in cybersecurity, you can't take what they taught you in school. Like, oh, I know cybersecurity, I'm an expert. This changes every day. You know what I'm saying? So at school, imagine having a personal AI tutor that helps you with your homework and creates personalized lesson plans for you, just for you. At work, in the future, you might work alongside AI agents as teammates. They will handle the boring, repetitive parts of a job, freeing up humans to focus on more creative and strategic tasks. I think this is going to be a problem because I think most people are going to be freed up to do nothing, and they're not going to do nothing, and they're not going to get smarter. And I think when it says freeing up humans to focus on more creative and strategic tasks, should be using your brain in some form of way. You know what I'm saying? You just can't get like where your brain is not used. And I'm telling you, majority of the people in the future are not going to be using their brain. AI is going to be running majority of the people. The statistic will be very, very low on who uses AI and takes advantage of it. Right now in the United States it's 13%. Only 13% of the companies in the United States are literally taking advantage of AI, and they're running loops around everybody else. It's just that it's not a simple transition. Even for humans who don't even have a business, you can see it's not an easy transition for humans. How many people are literally using AI to use it to benefit them? Most people using AI, ChatGPT, the same way they use a search engine. Simple stuff. Stuff that, you know what I'm saying? At work. In the future, you might work alongside AI agents as teammates. Oh, I did that one. At home, your home could be run by an AI agent that manages your smart devices, orders groceries when you're running low, and helps you manage your schedule. Musa, do you remember when they talked about Bill Gates' house back in the days? Where when you walk in his house, it's a smart home. The lights know how to cut on. They know you. So say for instance, Bill walked in the house. The lights know what Bill liked. The heat know what Bill liked. The colors know what Bill liked. Everything changes. So say for instance, I'm part of this little thing. I go in there. I like blue. I like a different type of heat. I like a different type of calm. So, and this is it. This is the smart home though. But this is what's going to happen. When you go to your door, it's going to say, hey, John, welcome, and unlock the door. But what happens when they also in control and be like, you didn't pay your rent? You know what I'm saying? So this means that learning how to work with AI agents will be very important skill for your future. The good and the challenges. Like any powerful technology, AI agents will have both amazing benefits and some challenges we need to think about. The good, they can save us a lot of time, work 24/7, making fewer mistakes, and help more people access powerful technology. The challenges, we need to be careful about privacy. Since AI agents need access to our information, we also need to build them to be safe and fair and make sure that humans are always in control. So the problem with this is we also need to build them them. We're not the ones building them. So what are we gonna have to do to make sure that our privacy is private? Sometimes you gotta do more digging before you just be like, you know what? I like this little app that I found. I'ma use them and this is giving me everything, but they really might be digging into your computer and stuff like that. Next you know, they hacking your system. Or either a third party got into their system. Like, you gotta really be careful with what's going on in the future. AI agents are not here to replace people, but to partner with us. At least that's what they tell you. At least that's what they want you to believe for now. They are tools that will help us be more productive, creative, and efficient. The future will be about collaboration between humans and AI. By learning about this technology now, you are preparing yourselves for a future where you will be the ones designing, building, and working with these incredible AI agents to solve the world's biggest problems. So what I'm gonna do is, that's it for that on that. And once again, when this is all over, I'm gonna make sure I got everybody's emails, because I'm gonna Dropbox all the PDF presentations that we did in here so you can have them and try to go over everything. I'm gonna go through this first. Hopefully y'all can pay attention.
Got used to asking Siri for the weather or telling Alexa to play our favorite song. But what if your AI could do more, a lot more, than just answer questions? What if it could actually act on your behalf? Well, that's what we're diving into today. AI agents. This is the next giant leap in artificial intelligence, moving us from just having a conversation to actually getting things done. Think about it like this. You want to plan a night out. Your current assistant, it might give you a list of restaurants. But an agent? An agent could book a table for you, see if there are tickets available for that show you wanted to see, arrange for a car, and then put it all in your calendar. It handles the entire chain of tasks, proactively, without you having to guide every single step. That's the game changer right there, and it's the world we're stepping into. So what is the actual dividing line here? When does a simple chatbot become a full-blown agent? The key is all about moving past a simple conversation. It's the difference between an AI that can talk about doing something and an AI that can actually go out and do it. All right, let's look at the official definition for a second. There are two phrases here that are absolutely crucial. Pursue goals and complete tasks. That's the heart of it right there. We're not just asking for a little piece of information anymore. We're giving the AI a mission, a job to accomplish for us. And this really is the perfect way to think about it. It's one thing to ask a question and get a list back. It's a whole other thing to state a goal and have a whole cascade of actions kick off. So if you ask an assistant to plan a beach trip, you're probably going to get a list of hotels. But if you ask an agent, well, it might find the hotel, check the weather for your dates, book your train tickets, and build a whole itinerary for you. It's not just helping you do the job, it is the job. This really helps clarify the evolution, how we got here. See, way down at the bottom, you've got your simple rule-based bots. Take a step up, and you've got reactive assistants, like Siri. They're amazing at conversation, but they basically wait for your next command. But then, at the very top, you have agents. And their defining features, they're proactive, and they have a high level of autonomy. They don't just wait around, they anticipate what's next, and they act. So how does an agent actually, think? It's not just magic, I promise. It's a process. Every agent runs on this continuous cycle of action, which is kind of like its internal playbook for getting stuff done in the real world. And this playbook is basically a loop. It all starts by understanding what your ultimate goal is. From there, it thinks and plans out a strategy. Now, to actually pull that strategy off, it needs info, right? So it observes the world, searching online, and it connects with other programs by using tools. Only after all that does it finally take action. And maybe the most important part of the whole loop, it remembers what happened, learning from what worked and what didn't, so it gets smarter for next time. And look, this isn't some far-off science fiction. AI agents are already moving out of the lab and into the real world. So let's take a look at where you can already find them working today and what that's going to mean for your world tomorrow. For example, we're already seeing customer service agents that can solve really complex problems 24/7. There are sales agents out there finding new leads and sending follow-up emails all by themselves. We've got coding agents helping programmers write and fix code way faster. And even meeting agents that can schedule everything, take notes, and translate in real time. It's happening now. And if we look forward just 5 to 10 years, impact is going to be massive. At school, imagine a personal AI tutor that creates custom-tailored lessons for every single student. At work, you'll almost certainly have AI teammates handling all the repetitive, boring tasks. And at home, you can have an agent managing all your smart devices, ordering your groceries, and organizing your family's entire schedule. So the big takeaway here is that getting good at working with AI agents, it's not going to be optional. It's going to be a core skill, just like using a computer or the internet is today. This isn't just another tool you'll use. It's a partner you're going to collaborate with. Of course, with any powerful new technology, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. It's really important that we have a balanced view, looking at both the incredible potential and the very real challenges we're going to have to figure out. On the one hand, the good stuff is undeniable. Agents are going to save us a ton of time, they can work around the clock, and they can cut down on human error. But on the other hand, we have some serious challenges to solve. Things like privacy, since they need access to our data, making sure they're safe and fair, and maybe most importantly, ensuring that a human is always, always in control. This quote really gets to the heart of the whole thing. The goal of AI agents isn't to make people obsolete, but to partner with us. You should think of them as amplifiers for our own abilities, tools that can handle all the tedious work so we can focus on being more creative, more strategic, more human. So the real question isn't if you'll be working with an AI agent, it's how you're going to define that partnership. How are you going to use this new kind of teammate to amplify your own skills? Because in the future, it's not going to be built by AI alone. It's going to be built through our collaboration with it. Thanks for tuning into this explainer.
So, can I ask y'all a question? Do y'all realize she said exactly the same things I said? That's Notebook LLM. I want y'all to use that because that is so incredible. I ended up uploading my video that I did on Agent. And so I created that PDF from that. But this is what was created from the PDF. I uploaded my PDF to this. And so what I want to do now is I just want to show you an Agent. First, I'm going to show you this. This also came from this right here. So I love Notebook LLM because what happens is Notebook LLM also will take whatever you give it. It could be a Word document, it could be a PDF, it could be a video, it could be an image. Notebook LLM is going to be able to derive what from that. So I want you to look at this. This is AI Agents, the next evolution. This came from also the PDF. Look what it gave me. Definition and concept. Yes.
You created that video from the template that you had that you just told us?
Notebook LLM did. That's what I'm saying. That's why I said Notebook LLM is incredible. It can give you audio, it can give you video, it can give you this, which is a map. So from what we just talked about, we're talking about AI agents, we're talking about the next evolution in AI, definition and concept, agent versus other AI, how agents work, the cycle, real world applications, future impact, benefits and challenges, future outlook. So this is when I say pay attention, I'm telling you, these are the things that you should have gotten out of what I just talked about. Paying attention is so important. This is going to be part of if you make it in the future. You have to pay attention because the world is changing. These are the things that just came out of what we just talked about. 1, 2, 3, a couple of dollars need to be given, please. So look, bust this. Now look at this. Now we're not even just talking about that. Definition and concept. Look at that. Smart software programs. Use AI to pursue goals. Complete tasks on behalf of other users. Proactive and autonomous. Achieve goals without constant guidance. Example, planning a trip, hotel, weather, itinerary. So these are the things that if you pay attention, but the thing about it is all of us ain't getting all of this out of this, but Notebook LLM will give you the ability to go back over and use this to benefit. I mean, like I said, it takes 7 times for someone to remember something. 7 times. So this is just another way to go over what we just did. And look, those even got bots, AI assistants, more advanced, AI agents. Those even got, so if I was to actually open up this whole thing, because I'm not going to go over everything. I want y'all to see what you should have been getting out of what we just went over. But of course, we're humans. We're not getting all that right now. But just look at what it is. Look how deep this is. If you go to say for instance, they have devices where if you go to a speech or something where you listen to a speech and you have that device and you record that speech, you take that and you put it into Notebook LLM. So now, everything we went over today is right there. You know what I'm saying? And this is deep because if y'all ain't paying attention to this, if y'all ain't gonna go over this, there are people your age that will. You know what I'm saying? So this is very important. That's why I say Notebook LLM is something that you guys should be using. I'm gonna show you one last thing. This is actually one of my agents. This is N8N, N8N.io, N8N.io, N8N.io. It is free just for a minute. But I'm telling you, this is where you could go and figure out how to learn how to build agents. So this is my agent. This is the schedule trigger. So I actually have this trigger right here. set for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Trigger time, 5 p.m. This is my AI summaries. This is ChatGPT, which is basically saying what I need to do. You are an AI consultant and culinary content creator. So I have to fix that because that's actually for Greg. That ain't even supposed to be in there. And so what happens is, say for instance, I go like this. Now this is working. ChatGPT is doing this thing. It's actually putting the messages together. Then it's going to shoot it over there. And then once it go here, it's going to send it to me. Oh, sorry. So now let's go to my email. See those just came up? But that one says it doesn't contain. I got to fix 2 of them.
Eric, is there any way you could have them to come up and do an agent on their own to see how it would work?
They have to go and do it at their house first. They got to figure it out. I just ain't gonna come and make no agent. You know what I'm saying? But Moose is gonna go over agents too. So you missed the presentation, so we did go over the whole presentation on the agents. So just like this just gave me an email, AI news summary. Moonshot AI has released a new $5 million model that outperforms GPT-5 and Claude 4.5 on major benchmarks, making a significant advancement in AI capabilities. Microsoft is shifting strategy towards developing super intelligent AI systems, signaling a major pivot in their AI roadmap. These developments highlight increasing competition and rapid innovation in large language model performance and strategic focus among leading companies. So this is the reason why I say every day I am glued in this world. Like, this is my world. I don't be hanging out. My family go out all the time. He know who my family is. They out all the time at functions, and I'm in the house reading and studying because I got to make sure that I'm straight, my kids are straight, and y'all are straight. You know what I'm saying? So pay attention to this. Microsoft is shifting its strategy towards developing super intelligent AI systems, signaling a major pivot in their AI roadmap. That's why I said what you learn today can change tomorrow. These dudes are serious about this. You got to get serious about this. So this is actually my AI agent. I hope you guys learned something on agents today. Moves is going to go into the inside depth of it. I spoke about this earlier. I just want y'all to look at this real quick. This is another agent. This is how serious this can get. So I want y'all to see, because I had a little baby agent. This is a real agent. This can do query finder, aggregate research data. It can merge split items, generate PDF, convert PDF, HTML to PDF. It can download PDF. It can do Gmail and Telegram. So this agent right here could do multiple things, but this is what an agent looks like. Just so y'all know, this is one of the things what an agent looks like. So I'm gonna let Musa take it from here.